Okay, I knew I couldn't let that forklift leave without getting this thing off that skid. That skid weighs 400 pounds. There's a 70-inch 4x4s, 3 of them. There's 30-inch 9, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 20 30-inch 2x4s plus a 3/4-inch piece of plywood. Do I really have to be down here? I got this baby on skates. And I'm going to bring this in around, get the headstock over here and push it into that room. I need to move my lawnmower. This thing is pretty skinny. It's going to go in there. So the trailer has migrated a bit into the street. And I may be able to go out there with the forklift and push the trailer back in. Here's my car. Yeah, this trailer is it's sticking out further than I'd say if you were parked here and had your door open, that's about how far this is out. So I'll see if I can't bring that thing a little forward. I'll tell you what I could do. I could push it out some more and get enough clearance to get the forklift out here. I just need to get it through this passage here. And then I could take control of the trailer with the forklift and put it back in the driveway. Anyway, but hey. Said I am not going to let that forklift leave here till I am done with it. Those skates are a godsend. I couldn't have done it without those skates. Now, I don't know if he wants me to not use his last name or not. But it's Jason A.N.D. and he lives in San Angelo, Texas. And those skates showed up today, a couple hours before the lathe showed up. You know, that's the way my life is. Shit just happens. You know? Shit just happens. This here, my cousin was asking me, he was concerned about hitting that, and I said, that's part of the casting. That's for a oil pump to mount there. This kind of baffles me a little bit. I got it tightened up a bit. It's homemade. Now, this thing I figured out, sort of. This thing looks like it mounts here. I don't know for what purpose. There's obviously a pipe could go in here where my hand is at. So that's obviously something homemade, and I don't know if there's anything else in this box or not. There's something else in here. Okay. So I would guess this pipe has something to do with this, maybe. I don't know. I don't think that's anything I want to have on my lathe. Yeah, I'm so frickin' excited. My cousin, I kind of discussed with him a little bit what my idea was just to drive the forklift off the trailer into the garage. He said, "You're out of your mind." There's 1, 2, 3 points on the back for leveling, or on the front. And there's 1, 2 points on the tail end for leveling. Actually, there's no leveling screw there. Yeah, there is. Just gonna be hard to get to. I need to look inside here. Oh, there we go. In the back of the motor, the pecker head. I love it. I can push it in. There's a door for the front. Then there's this panel. Is there a door for that? Or is it just that panel? Yeah, that panel comes off. I forget what they said is in there. I got the cover for this gear train. It's not a problem. Oh, man. Well, I can sleep well tonight. I guess I'm focusing on the back of it for some reason. Yeah, there's a little better light for the back of it. It's see if we can't get it turned around. You can look at the front of it. They thought they were going to get me with the square drive on the screws holding it down to the skid. They thought they were going to get me with the square drive and put me to a stop, but I had this little teeny square drive, and it almost got eaten all the way up in the drill, but it was enough to drive those things out. Okay. Take it down here. These oilers here and here are horribly contaminated. I have whey oil all over all of this stuff. No, I'm not saying there's any professional scraping marks in here, but there's no gouges. As far as the peaks of these, the peaks feel about the same wherever you touch them. Yeah, it's in good shape now. Like I know anything about it. I do know this. I've lost that chuck. There's some debris in here. I need to get something gentle and clean that up. That's supposed to be a taper, I think. Maybe A-bomb does a thing with a flapping, a rod with a slice in it and a strip of emery cloth, and it just goes in there and flaps the walls. Maybe, see, I ultimately want to get this over there. There's a couple places in my floor that have holes in the floor, and the skate has a hard time with. Now I need to get this skate turned that way because it wants to go this way. So I'll get something to pry underneath there, turn that skate. I don't have the luxury of using my floor jack anymore. Oh, here's something you can tell me about. There's several of these around the lathe. You pull it, it must be an oiler. If you pull this, here it is. If you pull that, there's a hole there. Let me get you up here locked in. Now you can see it good now. So is that an oiler? Looks like it to me. Only there's one of them though that's going to be almost impossible. Well, maybe with the right light and get it cleaned up, it'll be possible to get to it. Okay. You know, if there was anybody else here helping me, you know, it probably wouldn't have got done. Would have been too much conversation. Too much, you can't do that. Well, I bet you that looks fabulous on screen. So what I know so far is carriage, and I can lock the carriage here, I think. That locks the carriage, this lever over here. Now we got the cross slide, and I think, how do you lock the cross slide? Well, there's a knob on the side here that you can lock, so maybe that's it. So that's locked. That's free. And then if I do this, it's locked. I need to read up and find out what that is. I'm not sure why this knob is able to. Where's it turn? Yeah, this turns with the cross slide, so that has something to do with the power cross slide. Thread dial, I'm thinking this engages the thread dial. It has its own bar. The lead screw is in there somewhere. Okay, it's right here. There's just no threads down where you can see it. There's the threads. So we got the top one is the thread die and engages the threading gears. This is the main screw. What are we calling that now? Lead screw. Now these two this one down here is for the main, for the shut off. The holy shit knob, I think. I think that's what that does. There's one here, there's one here. I think that's the holy shit lever. So that leaves this one here, which is going into the apron, and that has to be the control for the travel this way and the travel on the saddle travel, and cross travel. So it's not compound. It's cross. What do we call that? So this is the saddle, this is the carriage, this is the saddle, this is the carriage, this is the cross slide, and this is the compound. So I think this screw, this rod here, goes into the apron, and it's going to determine whether or not you're feeding the carriage or the cross slide. There's a thing here that's missing a lever or a nut or something, so I need to figure out what that does. It pushes in. Let me show it to you, maybe you can. It looks like something's missing from it. Right here. Right there, in center of the bullseye there. Right there. Pushes in a little bit. There it is again. And there's a hole going through it, like it could have a Tommy bar. You could turn it. So, thread dial, oiler. Okay, I think you guys have seen everything. Gonna need to take the compound apart, and I think they just had that thing tightened way up. The gib was tightened up insanely tight. Now someone told me because this was designed for a lantern post, a lantern style tool holder, that the larger quick change tool post is not going to make such a dramatic difference because this is already lower. I need to really read up on these before I start fucking with them too much. And there's 3 positions here, I think. 1, 2, 3. And this one has I'm not going to force that. Alright, I got messages coming in. I gotta go catch the phone. Okay, here's my new backing plate. Here's the back of it. And that back of it has to be machined to look like this. The only thing is there's 4 threaded holes here, and they do not line up with these holes. They don't have, yeah they do. Let's see. You can see that over there. So I'll have to figure out. Yeah, I'll be able to do that. So, that's that. This is going to be the last video of the night, I believe. Although it's early, I'll be out here until 6 in the morning. Yeah. My problem is these threaded holes aren't where I need them to be, but I can always drill and tap new threaded holes. I don't think you're going to get an exact everything. Alright guys, I'm really psyched. This thing might be, this lathe might be sitting over here by morning. You never know. in one of those manic moods, I guess. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I hope Brian has his shit unloaded by now. Alrighty.